I'm going to do a video on maybe some people that are new to the channel or new to being an empath, or they've just kind of started realizing their true nature, of being a highly sensitive person. What are 6 signs that you're an empath, right? You can naturally feel the energy of other people, right? And it's automatic for you. It's authentic, and it's like it's just second nature. When someone's sitting there telling you a story about how they went through a traumatic time, maybe they lost a loved one, and they're sitting there telling you about it, you can feel what they're feeling. You can feel what they're feeling. And it's a beautiful thing because you're there with the person and they can feel you being there with the person. That's healing, right? You just got to be careful, though, not to take on too much of that emotion. A lot of times we're not thinking about it, but we don't have those boundaries yet when we're brand new to this. And it can be really, really difficult not to step back and say, like, and have that self-awareness. You got to start asking yourself these questions, like, how are my energy levels? A lot of times people are going to be dependent on you, start to be dependent on you to help save them and be their emotional anchor. And that comes at the expense of yourself if you're not careful. You have a powerful and deep sense of compassion and need to help people out. That can be really dangerous because you might have this limiting belief that you feel like you need to save everybody now. You feel the suffering of the world, you feel other people hurting, and you want to save all of them. A lot of times what happens is you start to forget about yourself or not prioritize yourself because, your needs and concerns either, and then all of a sudden you're going to lose yourself. You'll get sucked dry, and it'll end in a burnout, and you're just going to be caught in an emotional tornado. It can be really rough. You got to find that balance. And ironically enough, we have all this compassion and empathy for the world, but we don't give it to ourselves. Like, you got to ask yourself, like, why am I not giving this to myself too? And it's cool. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with any of this stuff. We're just looking at things, How you do that, though, that's, you got to ask grace, man. You got to ask God, how do I do this? They'll tell you. Your intuition will guide you. It will. Your intuition knows everything. It knows what to do. You got to trust. You got to start trusting your intuition. Trust your gut. Your mind is a different beast. Your mind will literally rationalize anything. Most of the time it's your ego trying to keep you safe, keep you protected, protect the ego. That's how you can tell. Is this authentic, and is this the right thing to do? Or is this just a form of self-protection? And when you're brand new, you can feel like you're overloaded all the time. Just stepping out into public sometimes, like, you're feeling all this negative, stifling energy of the world, man. And there's a lot. Just turn on any news channel, go on any YouTube with this war between men and women. The modern woman versus the alpha male. Who's gonna win? No one wins. That's the answer. At least they're not gonna, not being happy off living authentic relationships. That's for sure. Because how can you if you don't have that good relationship with yourself? If you hate other people for just being a different sex or gender, try to fit them into this box of behavior patterns or of like how they should be, you're gonna lose every time. It's fine, do what you got to do. But yeah, you feel overloaded. It's so easy to feel overloaded by that. A lot of times we don't have those boundaries for ourselves when we're brand new. We're just not aware, and then we watch a bad video, or we're in a really low vibrational conversation, and we leave that, we just feel really icky about ourselves, or about our energy gets drained from that. Got to start asking you, and all of this is just self-awareness. Just start asking yourself, is this making me feel better or worse watching this or doing this or being with this person? You'd be amazed once you start to just ask yourself, is this making me feel better or worse? If you learn anything from this video, is this making me feel better or worse? You'd be amazed at how many changes are going to happen in your life once you do that, you know? And if I can't stop doing that and I know it's making me feel worse, you know, it's, welcome to life. I know this is so bad for me, but I can't stop. I think I need therapy. Oh man, yeah, that's an entirely different video, but we can get into that another time. You have a hard time setting boundaries because you don't want to offend or upset people. You know this is going to upset them. You don't want to rock the boat. You're predisposed to prioritize other people's needs over your own, and so you don't have any boundaries with yourself, with your energy. I've said this before, our number one currency as an empath is our emotional energy. It is. Like that is the currency of our life. That our energy and time are two things like that you cannot buy. They're the only two things that you cannot buy is energy and time. You know? And a lot of times we prioritize some piece of paper or status or prestige or fame over all of that stuff. We'll spend our whole lives draining and wasting our energy and compromising our values and our integrity just so that we can feel important. You know, try just making yourself feel important and having that with yourself. You're not going to want it from the outside world. It's so fickle. I mean, come on. Like, that is just such a pattern of the mind. You know, you got to step out of that. You know, you got to start having those boundaries and asking yourself, like, why am I allowing this to continuing to allow this to happen, even if I don't like it? That can be anything. You have to start doing that. It's just, this is all self-awareness. That is the only difference between an unaware and an empowered empath. That's the only difference. You know, I'm coining the term empowered because I don't really know what other term to use for someone, an empath that's gone along and started their spiritual journey. Empowered. Sounds so mystical. Call it whatever you want. I don't really care. You guys get the point. You can sense why people are doing what they're doing. Like, it's so funny, man. Yeah. Like, when someone's being nice to you or being mean to you or giving you something or not giving you something, or their tone of voice, the way they're talking to you, the way that they're approaching life, you can sense it, right? Oh, they're just doing that because they're insecure. They're doing that because they want to be with me. They're doing that because they're jealous, like all this stuff. Now, why? Why do you start to sense that really deeply? Why do empaths and highly sensitive people have that ability? Well, it's because when you start to have that introspection and start to be self-aware, that's all a spiritual practice. That's how it starts, is just to ask yourself questions of why. Start asking yourself why with everything. Watch how your life will change. It's easy, right? It's easy. And you start to notice those behavior patterns in yourself. Like, why did I do that? Oh, it was because I was insecure. Oh, it was because I was jealous. Oh, I was angry. You know, and then you start to see it in other people. That's why. That's how it happens. You know, you become so aware of yourself that the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn about other people. It's cool. And you have an incredibly powerful intuition. That's the coolest part. Your intuition guides you through life. That's when you become in the flow. When you're making decisions and it's a calm choice, it doesn't matter what it is. You just feel calm listening to that and making that choice. That's a lot louder in empaths and highly sensitive individuals. That's what's really cool. The problem is we don't really trust that because the mind is so much louder all the time. You know, maybe we make the choice and our intuition makes the decision, but then our mind comes in and says, wait, let's stop, back up. No, we got to change our minds here. I got to think about this for a sec, and I'm going to change my mind. Yeah, that happens all the time. You'll start to learn to trust your intuition, though. You know, trust yourself in the moment. When you're in the moment, your intuition's what's guiding you. Gotta trust the spontaneity of yourself in life. You have to. You know, no one's spontaneous in this life anymore. There are literally dating books on how to like keep your boyfriend, keep your girlfriend. You know, just read this book and I can tell you how to keep your boyfriend or girlfriend locked down so they won't cheat on you. I'm gonna keep them in a cage. You know, the problem is human beings don't work like that because humans aren't robots and they aren't math equations. You know, human beings are spontaneous. There's no control over people's reactions or how they're doing. So you might as well just be authentic. You know, what are you going to keep up the game? What are you going to keep up this game for, you know, being fake? You know, watch how that turns out when you can't hide that anymore and someone sees the real you. And vice versa. But yeah, life is fun, man. It's cool. And it's fine, you know, it's cool, man. It's just, it can be really hard to live in a world where everyone is telling you what you're doing is wrong, and everyone's just confused and trying to figure this game out. And so a lot of times we want the answers, right? And so we go to someone that might appear like they know what they're doing when they're just as lost and confused. Oh, that guy's ripped, man. That guy's jacked. Yeah. That guy, no, he's talking with his sunglasses on. Like, he knows what he's talking about. Look at all the girls around him. This guy says to treat people badly for respect. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to him. Where this girl's like, yeah, this girl looks like she's, you know, super beautiful and looks like she's so happy on the inside and everything. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm gonna listen to her. She says to treat men poorly, so, you know, I'm the prize. Yeah. It's like, all right, cool. I'll be in the woods. I'll be just over here. It's cool. All right. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.